I'm Donna Abood. I'm the Managing Director and Principal of Avison Young. I'm also the Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Beacon Council as well. As strong as I can ever remember it. Overall Dade County, we're running about 11% vacancy right now. Very, very strong. Businesses are growing, local companies here are growing. Business continues to come into this county from all over the globe. It used to just be pretty much our growth area was Latin America. Now there's markets in Europe that are exceeding those of which came in from Latin America. It's just stronger than ever. The vacancy rate in the market overall is now running about 11% overall Dade County. That's a far cry from where we were about 18% in the recession. We're actually at a point that concerns me as a professional. We don't want to really see our vacancies go under. We don't want to see it going under 10% because you don't have enough space for companies to grow and expand. Miami-Dade County's structure, persona, if you will, has changed. We've grown to such a magnitude of a major metropolitan market that the growth that we're in now is stable, and it's a new reality for Miami. We're not a market that's growing and it's artificial growth, and if we have an economic, another economic hit or a recession, that we're going to slide back. We've reached a new plateau of growth, and that is the number one question that has occurred for developers since the beginning of time. Developers, have watched the trends. And then they get their money to build on the trends. Some of them wait too long thinking about the trends and get into the market a little bit late. It's those that have great vision and can forecast a market and get their shovel in the ground quickly that are going to be the ones that can forecast and hit the right timing for development. It takes a savvy, experienced person to watch the trends, read them, and a bold person to move on them. It was a very, very productive mission. It started in Paris with the air show. The Paris Air Show is the largest air show in the world, and it's not what people think, where it's an air show where phenomenal jets are flying around doing beautiful things in the air at all. The Paris Air Show is all about industry, companies in that industry showing their goods. It's almost like a huge, gigantic trade show, right down to, Airbus and Boeing showing their planes that can be purchased. It starts from there right down to the guy that creates a little bit, little screw that goes in that door to hold the plane door in place. So it's massive. Our goal to start with, and we've attended this is the 8th air show that we've attended on behalf of Miami-Dade County. As we've seen aviation being a growing industry here in Miami, our goal was to go there and meet with companies and tell the story of Miami. That was the purpose of the air show. During that air show, and they were significant long days, we would go to the air show and every hour on the hour have another appointment that was prearranged to meet with companies that ran the gamut. As I said, Boeing, Airbus, down to manufacturers of little parts. We came back with approximately 15 companies we were looking at from that air show. In addition to that, we put on a significant presentation to the French-American Chamber. It was called Miami in Paris, and it was a program that began in the morning and went through lunch. We talked to French companies about what it takes to get into the States, into Miami, for their companies. We talked about, we had an immigration specialist speak, an accountant speak, commercial real estate, HR. We spoke to these companies about the resources available to them here and what the Beacon Council can do to help them. It was, as I said, it was over a half-day program that we presented. Then we went to Marseille. Marseille has the second largest port in France, in the country of France. And we, at that time, it was really significant to see that we came into a sister agreement. We entered into a port agreement as a sister port, Miami and Marseille. And what that really means is this agreement was structured for the two ports to communicate best practices. And from a port director, that's very important because it's not only about getting cargo in and out, it's about safety, it's about anti-terrorism, it's about operations. So it's a huge success when these port directors come together to actually share information. We have an excellent relationship with their port director. And also in Marseille, we met with their French delegates too, to talk about the story of what's happening in Miami. And it was a very, very collaborative couple days there with them as well. I love that question. I am on a whole new journey. You know, I mean, I started Abood and Associates, then I rolled it to be Abood Wood Fay, and then it was Colliers Abood Wood Fay, then Colliers International, and now we're Avison Young, and I'm on a whole new adventure. I've been branding so many companies, now I'm branding Avison Young into Miami. That's exciting. That's going to take several years. My goals are, though, is that within the 5-year program, because that's the kind of agreement I have with Avison Young to come in for 5 years and stay longer if I choose, but I'm here at least for 5. I want us to be the dominant real estate firm in Miami. And I can go beyond that. Avison Young is so strong throughout the entire state of Florida. So I do believe when we grow Miami to be the dominant real estate firm in Miami, we will be the dominant real estate firm in Florida. So that will be accomplished in the next 5 years for certain.